How do you succeed at Honey, I Joined a Cult? Hello, Hogzilla here again, and in today's video I'm going to cover my current top 10 tips and tricks for this game. These tips and tricks are current as of version 0.3.043, so if you are watching this video years later, some of these might not work or apply. Let's get started. The first item is, don't build ahead of your current means. And by that, I'm talking about the total number of cult members you have. Don't build 8 rooms that require staff if you can only have a maximum of 7 cult members. This is just a waste of money for rooms you can't staff. Wait until you complete the member cap increase under the research panel. The second item is, don't miss sermons, as this is the only way you can increase your faith and keep the value high so you don't lose cult members due to negative or low moods. So if you have to manually maintain a broken lectern or have to replace it, do that. The third item is, weight your skill point increases more towards influence whenever possible. When your members gain enough experience, they level up, and you get to add 2 skill points. Since influence is more important than money, at least in my opinion, I recommend using the 1-1-2-0 method for members that work in jobs that use empathy or bluffing skills. When you have a member that is working, for example, in the meditation studio, I will first add 1 point to empathy and the other point to retail. At their next level up, I will add both points to empathy to make it 3-to-1. The next level up, I will add 1 point apiece to make it 4 points empathy, 2 points retail. Then the following level upgrade, I will add both points to empathy to make it 6-to-2. But I think you get the point here, so I will not go any further. This does not apply to jobs that equally increase points towards better effectiveness, like covert ops, kitchen, or recruitment office, just to name a few. Fourth on the list is, always be researching whenever possible if you have the influence points. This allows you to get better items and keeps the game moving along to its final point. Number 5 on the list is, always be running missions up to their cap levels. Running PR missions is key to getting better quality followers to become members. Keep running the PR missions until you get to at or around 1,000, which is the maximum value for this field. Another mission you want to keep running is the heat reduction missions. You want to try and keep this value as close to 0 as possible to avoid the protests, which start around 300, and the police raids, which start around the 700 heat level. The 6th item on the list is to keep a few spare beds in the bedroom around in case some of them break down. Personally, I don't understand how a bed could ever break down in real life, but you don't want to be short on a bed, so don't keep an exact amount around. Try to keep 1 to 2 extra beds above the maximum number of cult members you have. Number 7 on the list is, just because you research something does not mean you have to use it or build it. For example, you might research the higher levels of bedrooms and bathrooms, but because of the cost, you may not want to build these upgrades, and that is okay. Sometimes you have to research an item just for the sake of researching it, so you can research something further down the road that you do need. 8th on the list is, the pool of revelation is helpful, but there are other ways to determine a quality level of a follower without it. The Pool of Revelation was moved up earlier in the research tree in a recent patch, so still build it whenever possible. But if you do need to know a quality of a follower that hasn't used the pool, there is another clue you can use. Look at the follower's occupation. If the follower has a current job of paper folder, it is a very good odds that they are very poor quality, while someone with a job of nanny has better odds to be an average quality or higher. The more legit the job, the better chance they are higher quality. The ninth item is get the contract room and upgrades as quick as possible, as these will get you more money and influence. I recommend that you do not start using the room until you have upgraded it with the bookcase of contracts, where followers that sign the contract will not expire for 60 hours as compared to the original 36. With the contract scroll pile upgrade, the influence cost will reduce from 100 influence to 50 influence. I recommend that you don't go overboard because the heat they generate when the contract is fulfilled will be costly and could lead to a protest or a police raid. So my general rule is only sign 1 to 2 followers to a contract per day. The 10th and final item is, when you have an opportunity, get the 3 super characters through Divine Inspiration missions as soon as possible. Add Calverna Katrina to research, add Randall Innsmouth to the Infernal Heat Room, as this room gets the most influence and money points, and add Louis Crowley as Preacher. These characters will help with missions further down the road for upgrade objects in the Hellfire Room or the Great Old One Room upgrades. Thank you for watching my video on tips and tricks for Honey, I Joined a Cult. If you like these kind of videos and want to see more, press that like button. If you have your own tips and tricks or want to share your experiences with the game, leave a comment below and please consider subscribing. See you next time!